A recent article and research by Gallup shows, unsurprisingly, that there has been a noticeable drop in employee engagement since the start of COVID. The decrease is also larger for the younger generations, such as the younger millennials and Gen Z, than for the older millennials born between 1980 and 1988 and the Gen Xers. Interesting enough, there's been a tiny increase in the engagement among the baby boomers. I think many of us have seen similar dips in engagement since COVID. One of the many reasons for these dips, as noted also by Gallup in the research, is that employees are not clear about what exactly is expected of them. And managers are not clear about how to manage their teams, especially in a hybrid or a flexible working environment. This ties in with so many real-life challenges that I see regularly. I can talk about this for days. And I think the first question is, do we as the leaders know how to manage these teams now? Are we clear ourselves about being able to verbalize exactly what we expect of different levels of employees in our teams? And are we comfortable giving the necessary feedback in a one-on-one conversation afterwards? Because these are not things that generally comes naturally to most people. In my experience of doing management and leadership development over the past 24 years, there are very real risks if we don't empower and upskill our managers continuously. It has a clear impact on the organizational performance, stagnant leadership skills, limited pipeline and succession, drop in engagement, the risk of burnout, lack of direction, the list goes on. Some tips, if I may. Train your managers properly. Help them to know how to have these one-on-one conversations with each person that they manage regularly. This is how we address the expectations and the feedback that seems to be missing, especially if we have moved to a hybrid or a more flexible model. Is it at all possible to still have some days to work on site and have goals for those days to then focus on development and mentoring of self and others? Meaningful conversations to prevent emotional detachment from the organization. And of course, leaders setting an example of how to do this. Spending some time as leadership to consider how we want our managers to lead their teams will in turn lead to the increased skills, increased productivity, better decision making and problem solving, and hopefully better engagement.